Hey folks, it's Bark and Bob with Fireman Outdoors. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, we're revisiting the 1022. This is going to be part 2.
That's right, episode
Duh.
But it's a cool episode because it's something that is really cool and really simple and super awesome, and I'm really excited about this product. We're going to be installing the BX trigger in the Ruger 1022.
So I was at Cabela's the other day, and I had to ask, did they have any Ruger BX triggers? And they said, oh yeah, we keep them right back here behind the counter, digging through, pulls out a big stack of them. And so, you know, they were asking full MSRP of $89.99.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they've been back ordered through Midway, you know, at the $74. It's like, you know what? Time is money. Let's get this thing going.
That's right. You know, I've been super excited about the release of this. You know, for many, many years, Ruger paid no attention to the aftermarket accessory market for the 1022. They're their biggest seller. And they introduced the BX25 magazine, finally retook that market share, and a fine product that is. And also, they recently came out with this BX trigger. Now, Volkortsen and a herd of other companies have been making these triggers for big dollars.
Big money, and that's beyond FMO money.
That's right, like $200 or $300. Now, if you're a do-it-yourself guy like me, I've usually tuned my own triggers. And if you go to a forum called Rimfire Central, they've got some great tutorials on do-it-yourself modifications with some great write-ups and stuff. And so I usually follow those tutorials to make trigger group modifications. But with the introduction of the BX trigger from Ruger for $89.95 or $75, it just makes sense to just buy it yourself. Well, let's take a look at the trigger pull on our project rifle, the one that we're actually working on right here. We've done episode 0 and episode 1 on it, and we are clear. We have no ammo. And the trigger pull on this comes in right at 6 there. Let's get another one. Six and a quarter. And right at 6. So right about 6 pounds. Now, I mentioned the tutorials at Rimfire Central and how you can do your own trigger smoothing job on your Ruger. And I have done that. This is actually Eli's Ruger right here. And that one broke at 5. Four and 3/4. And about 5. So I wasn't super aggressive with that one. Now this one, this is my homemade bump fire setup that I made using a Tapco stock and some modifications, and you guys can see the video for that right here. This was actually inspired by Matt V 2099 and his build, and this is kind of a fun way to burn a lot of 22 ammo when it's available. And I had to do a lot of work on smoothing this trigger to get it nice and light. My gauge is kind of complicated by the bump fire assembly, and I break right at 3 pounds here, and this one took a lot of work to get it to that. Hours of tweaking and tuning. Right at 3 pounds. So this one breaks right at 3 pounds. So with that said, let's take a look at this BX trigger in its package. Now, Ruger was brilliant in this packaging. Kudos to Ruger for this, because you can actually try this trigger in its package. The beauty of this is you can go to your friendly local gun store, you can go to Gators or whoever and go get this thing, and you can try it in the package. So you just reset the trigger up against our little trigger block, and then you can pull the trigger and feel how nice it is. So we're going to just do that right here in the package. Actually, I'm going to take it out of the package, and we're going to try the pull. It's advertised to be between 2.5 and 3 pounds. So we're just going to try it raw once, and then we'll recheck it after we install it in the firearm. Oh, nice. That was 2 1/4. So I got 2 1/4 on that right off of the bat. Let's reset it, try it one more time. And that was right at about 2.5. So it's right at what they're at the low side of their advertised one. Bob, this isn't a specially selected one. This was just picked up off of the shelf just like you would get. And this is nice. So this trigger, straight from Ruger, actually breaks lighter than the ones that I've spent a gazillion hours working on and polishing and tuning and playing with the springs and doing all of the tricks. And for between $75 and $89 wherever you can get it. So this is cool. Now, one thing to note about it, two things that I want to bring to your attention. One, it is the new polymer assembly. Some folks may or may not like that. It also has a polymer trigger instead of it being an aluminum trigger and an aluminum trigger housing like the old ones. This is plastic. So my tendency is that I would think that I would like aluminum better, but I don't know why. So this is just fine as far as I'm concerned. The other thing that's really cool is this also comes with the upgraded magazine release. I hate the existing original magazine release on the 1022 with this button here at the base that you have to press in to release the magazine. I think it was engineered so you would stick your thumb in there and then grab it like that, which just never worked really well. This style, once again, Ruger is recognized and looked to the aftermarket that has brought all of this technology to bear and these improvements, and they've incorporated it in the stuff that they're doing in-house. So this style, I used a Shooter's Ridge, was my favorite one, which is just like this for years and years. So that's another bonus that you're going to get with the BX trigger pack. You can upgrade that, and it's a lot easier to engage and drop your magazine. So with that said, let's get to disassembling and installing this trigger pack. You know, this process of changing this out is pretty simple. Ruger comes with a complete set of instructions. I've done this enough that I'm just going to do it by memory. First thing, we're going to verify and make sure that the weapon is clear. We never work on a loaded weapon, and it is clear. We're going to take off the barrel band, and you just need a large wide-bladed screwdriver for that. And we're just going to scoot that off, set that aside. I'm going to turn the firearm upside down, and we are going to remove this action screw right here. And then we're going to put the safety in the mid position. It needs to be in the mid position and an equal distance out each side for the stock to come off. And we have just removed the stock. Now, removing the trigger group is as simple as pushing out these pins. We'll cut that part out, Bob.
That's what you think.
There's two roll pins. They're not really a roll pin, they're just a steel pin. One in the front and one in the rear of the receiver, and they just simply push through.
It's really amazing how similar this is to an M1 carbine.
And I think that Bill looked at the M1 carbine when he was designing this. So then we take the new trigger pack, we remove the plastic guard that they shipped it with. And we drop it into the receiver. And you just got to make sure that this little ejector stays where it needs to be. These two pins are the same size. I put the front one in first and put the rear one in. And then we put the safety back in the mid position. We drop in our stock. We tighten our action screw. And then replace our barrel band. Very, very simple installation. There's no need to go to a gunsmith. Anybody can do it. Very bare minimum of tools. Now we have it installed. Double check it's clear. And we're going to see what the trigger pull measures on the rifle, just in case it changed somehow. That went a little bit further, Bob. I think we broke right at 2 1/4.
Wow.
Maybe 2.1 pounds.
Jeez, that hopefully is going to equate to tighter groups.
Now you don't want to. Oh, that feels nice. Super nice. No grit, no slop, no excess take up. Just a very, very minimal creep and a very crisp break. I would be super proud of that trigger if I honed that.
I can feel it. Oh, geez.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, there's just no comparison. That says 2.1, 2 1/4. That feels less.
That's very slick.
Awesome.
Well, let's go shoot some groups through it, and you know, I keep thinking that we can't get any better, because I was super happy with this bone cold stock, but we went from an 1 1/4 group at 50 yards down to 7/8 of a group. Just using that ammo and that Winchester ammo, that M22 ammo. This particular rifle seems to like it a lot. Yeah. So let's go shoot it. Ha! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That right there, folks. I really like this trigger. I've spent a lot of time and effort modifying the Ruger 1022 trigger packs to get them to work this well, and this right out of the box is better than my results working with the factory stuff in a lot of time. So I think that's a great value, especially when you compare it to the high dollar ones that have been available and are still available right now. This is a nice setup. There's no creep, just a nice easy target trigger pull. It's well worth the investment. So thanks for watching.